Then Moses said to the Lord, when I came to the children of Israel and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said, that you shall say to the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. Yahweh is my name forever, and by this I will be remembered to all generations. Which actually is not true, because most people still call him God. How many people call him Yahweh? A couple of Jews, a few Muslims, some guys out on the street yelling how white people are the devil. Those guys will say Yahweh, but most of us will say God, right? Even people don't believe in a motherfucker will still say God. So why? So no one really, not too many people use the Yahweh, but apparently that's actually his name. God has an actual name, it's Yahweh. He's not very stringent on it. He doesn't seem to mind people calling him just plain old God. And go forth, this is God still speaking, and go forth the elders of Israel together, and tell them that all that I have said to you, they shall listen to your voice, and you and the elders of Israel shall go to the king of Egypt and say to him, the Lord God of the Hebrews has sent me. So the Lord God of the Hebrews has met with us, and we beg you to let us go 3 days journey into the wilderness so that we may worship the Lord our God. Sorry, I'm sniffling. I'm finding a cold. Anyway. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go. This is what God says. I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go, but I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my wonders, and after that he will let you go. So you're basically setting these people up for failure. You're saying, go do this shit. It ain't gonna work, but go do it. And basically, I'll have you do it. God forbid, that I should actually go, me, God, and meet with the Pharaoh and say, listen, let my people go. You know, this is bullshit. No. You do it, and then it's going to fail, by the way. I'm setting you up for failure because that's my thing. I'm God. I'm into that shit. The miraculous signs. This is the headline. That's what it says. The miraculous signs is a new chapter. Then Moses said, but they will not believe me, nor listen to my voice. They will say, the Lord has not appeared to you. And which will actually be my reaction as well, I have to tell you. And God said to him, what is that in your hand? A rod, answered Moses. And God said, stop masturbating when I talk to you. No, actually, that's not what he says. A rod, answered Moses. Cast it onto the ground, said God. So Moses cast it onto the ground, and it became a serpent, and he shrank away from it. God ordered him, saying, put forth your hand and take it by the tail. So Moses put forth his hand and caught the serpent, and it became a rod in his hand. You know how your snake becomes a rod in your hand? I know mine. Many a time I've had a little snake that became a rod in my hand. And God said, thus the people may believe. This may be hard for women to believe. Some women, I'm sure, like, I've never held a snake in my hand that became a rod. But let me tell you, as a man, I can assure you that this is what happens. Now, okay, maybe some guys it doesn't happen, but, you know, there is Viagra. Thus the people may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. Because I made a snake, you took a rod and threw it down and became a snake, therefore there's a God. Why is that a jump? You're a magician, maybe, that's a great trick. That doesn't prove there's a God. This proves that you took a rod and you threw it down, and apparently we're at least perceiving that we see a snake. That would be my reaction. It's like, oh, that's okay, that's very interesting, but how does that prove there is a God? It proves that you have some great, you're a regular Penn and Teller. Anyway, and God said furthermore, now put your hand against your breast. Oh, God's kinky. Well, he's in the feet, so why not? All right, so, all right, so now put your hand against your breast. So this is Moses, put his hand against his breast because God told him to. He put his hand against his breast, and he took it away. He's like, and then he took it away. He saw that his hand was white as snow. Well, you know, sometimes liquid can come out. And diseased as though with leprosy. The Lord said, put your hand against your breast again. He put his hand against his breast once more. When he took it away, he saw that it had become again like his other flesh. And God said, oh, it's my normal. First it was leprosy, now it's normal. My chest. It shall come, and God said, it shall come to pass, if they will not believe you nor listen to you because of the first sign, they will believe the second sign. But if they will not believe either of those two signs, nor listen to your voice, you shall take away from the river and pour it upon the dry land, and the water which you take out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land. So I got the snake, you're going to feel your tit, and suddenly there's going to be leprosy, and you feel your tit again, and there's going to be unleprosy. And then if that doesn't work, go to the river, take some water, pour it down, and it's going to be blood. Why don't he just say, listen, they don't believe you, I'll appear before them and say, listen to Moses. Wouldn't that be easier? Wouldn't that be the most common sense thing to do? But what do I know? I'm not God. Should I have another drink? I think so. Hold on a second. This is going to run way over. This is going to run way over. I can tell already. I'm going to go over my allotted time, which is nothing. I actually have no allotted time. I just don't want to go too far because I know people are only going to watch up to a point that they're like, Jesus Christ, I'm bored with Joe Dixon. I don't want to hear this shit anymore. I dropped my top, but I can't find it, so we're going to move on. We're going to move on because we're running out of time. All right. But let's have another. Again, Lenny Bruce, Hebrew, bittersweet Lenny Bruce, RIPA. Double Inland Pale Ale with Rye Malt. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, back to the Bible. The Lord. All right. Where did I leave off? All right. So you're gonna go to the river, get some water out, pour it down on a dry land. It will become blood, and that'll prove I'm God. Did you talk to God? How that proves you talk to God, I don't know. But still, Moses said to the Lord, "Oh my Lord! I am not a good speaker. I was not before, and I am not since you have spoken to me, your servant. I am slow of speech and have a slow tongue, which the women dig." All right, that would be my line. I'm a slow tongue, ladies. Then the Lord said to him, "What has made man's mouth?" Oh, sorry, he didn't say what. He said, "Who has made man's mouth?" That's Lord. Who has made man's mouth? Who makes the dumb, the deaf, the seeing, or the blind? Oh, wait a minute. God is admitting that he makes the deaf and the blind. How so? So he makes people with afflictions. He admits this. Okay, good. So the next time someone says this is like some sort of curse or something, go like, no. Have you read the Bible? Apparently God admits he makes it. He makes the blind and the deaf. It's him. He takes it. It's in his words. He takes complete responsibility. Anyway, so who has made man's mouth? Who makes the dumb, the deaf, the seeing, or the blind? Is it not I, the Lord? So go now, and I will be with your mouth, and I will teach you what you shall say. But Moses said, "Oh my Lord! Can you?" This is like, I love the fact that he keeps objecting to everything. Can you imagine if some super being came down from outer space and hiding in bushes for some bizarre reason, and like is chatting with you? Would you be like? Would you really like disagree? And like, oh, okay, yeah, anything you want, anything. But no, he's like, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why are you bothering me, Lord? Of course, but at no point, he has the balls to do this yet. At no point does he actually say, "Why are you asking me? Aren't you the Lord? Can't you do this? Aren't you Superman?" And okay, well, there wasn't a time Superman existed. But still, I mean, aren't you the super being? Can't you take care of this yourself? Can't you take care of your own shit? Why am I leading people out of it? Fuck you! What did you get on? What do you got to do all day? But he doesn't do that. So, but he does object. And the Lord, and then the Lord said to, I've read that right. So, but Moses said, and this is what Moses said, "Oh my Lord, send, I beg you, someone else." And God became angry at Moses. God angry? That can't be possible. And God became angry with Moses, and he said, "Is not Aaron the Levite your brother? I know that he can speak well." How come he doesn't make Moses speak well? But okay. "Is not Aaron the Levite your brother? I know that he can speak well. Also, I see that he is coming out to meet you. And when he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth, and I will be with your mouth and with this, and will teach you both what you shall do. He shall be a spokesman to the people. He shall take the place of a mouth for you, and you shall take the place of God for him, and you shall take his rod in your hand to do signs with it." Of course, the logical answer to that is like, God, I'm not taking my brother's rod at any point. At any point am I touching my brother's rod. Anyway, but that's what it says. You shall take this rod in your hand, do signs with it. Actually, it says, he shall be your spokesman So I thought Moses is a spokesman, so so God has a spokesman who's Moses, and then Aaron is going to be the spokesman for Moses. This is wonderful. And then so Aaron's going to do all the chatting, and Moses is going to do all the magic tricks. Really is Penn and Teller, actually.